With the weather getting better, it's that time of year again where we're going to have to start cutting the grass. And if you're like me, I'm not a big fan of cutting the grass at all. And this product from Mammotion is going to help me without actually stepping outside to cut the grass. This is their YUKA Mini Series 800. When you first open up the YUKA Mini box, you can see there's a quick start guide which shows you all about it in all the different languages. It has all the parts down at the bottom here, and also it has some additional functionality on this side. We're greeted underneath with the device itself, and we can see all the parts in here. We're going to take that out in just a second. And we have a stand right here which protects it against the harsher days, keeping it safe outside. The boxing says you can get this set up in under 10 minutes. So there is literally just a base station with a screw on it, and there's a plug that goes to the back of it, which I'll show you in just a moment. And there's an additional accessory that you saw was the big box, and this can go in the ground right here. Now there are some additional screws that you can get to screw it into the ground, which I'm not going to do just yet. I'm going to make sure we're set up in the right position, and then we will get that installed. This right here on the front is the UltraSense AI Vision, and it's the brains behind the operations. It gives you 4 great features that helps you mow your lawn daily. So there's no perimeter wires. It has an intelligent vision fence built in, so it no longer goes over the edge, so it keeps it within the boundary. And as you'll see later, if you have a lot of trees in your area, you can continue to mow without any issues. So these are the screws that I mentioned that are required to pop these into the ground. So we have 1, 2, and there's 2 on the other side. This is actually sat on a slab at the moment. This part is actually sat on a slab at the moment, so we don't need to screw anything into the ground here, but this we probably will to make sure it does stay solid to the ground. If we follow around the back here, we can see there's a couple of cables that come out right here. This is for the RTK, which we'll look at in just a second, and we have the power lead. The power lead runs along the back, and we have our connection just here, which goes straight into here. For the positioning, yes, I'm going to screw this to the fence once I get it set up and I know the position I'm definitely going to be putting it in. And on the other side, we have the connection here, and this is an IP rated connection, so you don't need to worry about this getting wet. Now, this is best installed somewhere where there's quite big open air, which you can see right here. I don't really have a lot in the vicinity around this, and this is just 4 screws that go into the bottom right here, and we use the GPS positioning on here to help us with the real-time movement of the robot lawnmower. So before we kick off the mapping, let's take a closer look at the device. We have the eye cameras on the front here, which again we'll have a look at shortly. We have a lighting, which if you are running this in the evening, it is going to need to see where it's going. And then we have a security key, an emergency stop button, and we have some buttons on the front just here. So we have power, start, home, and mow. This is the way you adjust the height, so we go from 60mm all the way to 20mm, and I can show you that just down here. If I push this, you see that come down, and then that goes back up depending on how high you want it set. If we take a quick look under, we can see we have a couple of wheels here that turn it either direction that it needs to go, and we have 5 blades down here. These are removable, and you can buy some additional ones to replace these should you wish to do so, or you can actually sharpen these as well. You can choose whichever you wish to do. There's also a grate at the back as well to make sure it doesn't have anything stuck while it's going around. Now we download the Mammotion app, and we can click the add button, and it will find your device via Bluetooth, and you can go and get that set up and get it connected to your Wi-Fi network. One thing I will say is make sure you do have Wi-Fi coverage in the area where it's going to be sat, because it will probably make things a little bit smoother when you're running this. It does work across Bluetooth as well, but Wi-Fi makes it a bit more stable. Now you can see I have both devices I've added already. We have the RTK, and then we have the robot lawnmower as well. So we can click on that, and we have an area that I've already mapped. Now you can do this manually, or you can do this automatic based on the robot itself. And to do that, you literally just press the map button in the bottom right hand corner. That then rotates the screen, and you can click create, and you can create the area, the channel, the pattern that you want set up on the grass itself. You can see I have 2 areas set up right here, and if you see in the bottom right hand corner there's an FPV button that shows you the camera on the front of it. So if you go ahead and click that, there you go, you can see me standing right there. You can see the camera that's on the front of the lawnmower. When mapping out the lawn, there's a couple of options you have. You can either do it manually or you can do it automatically. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to do it automatically, and there's a couple of things you need to note. When you have something up against the edge of the perimeter, you need to leave a 15cm gap. And when there is something as flat like this, where the lawn and the grass is the same, you can actually go straight over and it can mow all the edges for you. So we go to create. I already have a zone set up, but we're going to delete it and create a new one. So we go to create and create area, and it will say, to prevent the road up from being obstructed while mowing, please consider clearing the area of all the obstacles. So I've gone around and cleared everything from this area. We've got, and you just press the play button and it will give you the option. Do you want to manually go around and map it, or do you want to do an auto? So I'm going to actually select the manual option and go around and do a quick perimeter sweep to make sure I get the most accurate. Now you can use the auto one if you want, it will go around and it will sense it for you, but just to make sure I definitely get the right edges, because there are some edges that are higher than the others, I'm going to go around manually. So we're going to put this to the test for the first time. I've mapped out the area manually, I didn't do it automatically. So we'll go ahead and give this a mow and see how well it works. I've done this on the highest setting, so 60mm, and we'll see how well this cuts. If you want to see what kind of grass level we have here, I'll show you just down here. And you can see the grass is definitely in need of a cut. So that's the first area that is now done and clean, and then we want to try out area 2. So we're going to go and click mow at the bottom right here, and we're going to select area 2 because that's the area that we want to cover. And we can see it's all the way at the docking station at the moment, so I want to make sure it follows the track and comes all the way along. It gives you a rough estimate, so it's 65 square meters, and it's going to take about 50 minutes. In terms of the settings, you can use optimal cutting angle. In terms of the cutting angle, you can do random, you can do customized, or you can do yourself optimal. It's entirely up to you, however you want to set that up. The perimeter mowing is on, obstacle detection is standard, no-go zones are on, and start progress at 0%. So that is pretty much everything that we want to do. We go, we press start, and it's going to check everything, everything's good to go. And that should now be leaving the area. And just to show you the track right here, it's left the device docking station, which is right over there, so that's come out of there. And then we're going to follow the path along. We're going to follow this a little bit, and we'll zoom it up, we'll speed it up a little bit. So that's the corner that it's going to, just down there, and it needs to go around the corner down there to get to the other side. So it's having a bit of a think at this point. And there you go, it's a fairly narrow path to go down. But we can see right here, we're here, and it's found its way to the path, and let's have a quick look at the time lapse of this cutting. We can see it now avoiding this pole right here for obstacle avoidance. It gets close to it, and in some instances it does leave a bit of a gap as well, so it doesn't hit it at all. And you can see it's getting close to the tree, but again it's not going straight the way. It's not hitting into it. I haven't set any no-go zones in this area yet, and it seems to have done a relatively good job. If I show you just while it's finishing off in the background just here, I can show you that it has the circle that it's going round, it has the line around the outside, and if we click on the FPV mode it takes us into landscape, and this is the bit I wanted to show you. So this is it going round at the moment, and you can see what it can see. It's just down there in the corner down there if you can't see it, and this is what it can see on the camera on the front of it. So if you're sat inside your house or you want to see how far it is or what it's doing, this is what you can see. When selecting the setup, you have the choice to choose a specific pattern or any kind of setup that you want. So here are a few different options that you can choose. So you can choose a specific shape, or you can choose a specific pattern that you want set out on your grass. This is another really good feature that could be handy for some people that were looking for something specific in their finish. So let's take a look at this finished product of the chessboard setup of the grass right here. This lawnmower is going to save me hours upon end without having to get out of my house and do the lawn mowing, which particularly I don't really like doing. I can set both areas, press go, and watch it go from my garden window, and it will find its way through the channel and come out and mow the specific area. You can see right here it's completely quiet. I'm sat right here talking to you and you can barely hear it, which means I can run it at any time of the day. If you want to know more about this product, there's a link down in the description below, so go and check it out. And if you want to know anything more about it, drop me a comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. For now, this is Inside Wire, and I'll see you on the next one.